Hopefully this stuff shows up like it's supposed to. Yeah, it's working. Good. I didn't feel like stressing about my stream not working. As I've already been really stressed out and anxious lately. It started creeping up on me again just barely, but I was like, no, I'm sick of that feeling. Sick of feeling like that. I don't know, I've been like a fucking Darkest Dungeon character recently, except for when I go back to the town, I don't lose my stress. I've gone up over 200 stress, and I haven't had a heart attack yet. That's basically what my character is. If I was a character in Darkest Dungeon, I would be the character that only functioned if he was at 200 stress. And then if you got him above 200 stress, he wouldn't function at all. He'd do 90% less damage. That's me as a Darkest Dungeon character. The totally stressed out guy. I should play more of that soon. I played it for a while and then just suddenly stopped playing it. For like almost a month now. I guess it's because I got just so furious at it. Should have put this on earlier. Oh my god, I figured that one happened. Dead. Oh! God, what the fuck is behind me? Okay. I forget that they can do that. Scared. He's a little scaredy kid. You gonna come in for attack? You gonna attack me there, kiddo? Ooh, I didn't know if he was gonna do it or not. Oh, jeez. They are fucking so meta. You're gonna regret that. You're gonna regret that. You're gonna regret that. You're gonna regret your entire existence as a cannon man. Eat a dick. You really shouldn't have done that. He killed himself. I didn't do it. That effect on the gloves is seriously ridiculously strong. Why even get a Yata mirror? A mirror isn't even as good as just having it on the gloves. Because a mirror will always have that slot wasted with it, whereas the gloves, there isn't really anything better to put there besides maybe like change to attack, increase in attack and defense Kato or whatever. Which I have on one of my other sets of gloves. Yeah, this one right here. But it doesn't go up that high, even when you get a max roll. Because max roll is plus 15, but you have to do that by re-rolling 3 slots. Oh yeah, most of this armor is still not max familiarity yet. At least they have really low HP. Alright, I just need to get over there. Is he one that auto pops? Yeah. Goofball. On levels like this, the little guys actually turn into the blue colored one Ione instead of the normal ones. But that only appears on levels where these guys are present. I rarely ever let them get to full charge though. Just because ever since they fixed the Amrita glitch, there's no reason to not do it. I sometimes forget that that skill exists because I played with these weapons for so long not having those skills. Good. Very good. You still use one quick attack because you get better DPS out of it with the Odachi. Instead of just doing the strong attack by itself, if you just do this, and then Q-pulse, and this, and Q-pulse, you don't get as much damage as if you add in the first square because it combos. Oh yeah, man, I'm still struggling with that stuff. Sorry I didn't respond, I haven't really been paying attention that much. I think they intentionally made the Kusarigama Yoki, like, broken. Because I don't think any of them fought that thing regularly and thought it was fun to fight against. Because most weapons don't have a way of knocking the horns off consistently. The only one that does is the dual swords, because you can just walk up and windstorm them. And normally the last hit always knocks the horns off. But besides that, there's not really much you can do. Especially with these bigger ones, because like this guy, he's more giant than your average Yoki. All the Yoki in the Abyss are bigger than their normal ones, if you didn't know that. I mean, it's a little bit hard to notice, but they're like 2 feet or 1.5 feet taller. The only ones I don't think that don't get any bigger are these guys. I think these guys stay the same size, but they may even get a little bigger. This guy looks a little bit lankier than normal. Damn it, I'm dead. Yep. I had expected to break his horn. He didn't even die to the Kusarigama Yoki, he died to the guy after him. Oh yeah. I wish we got their basic attacks in mid-stance. Because they basically do the same thing, just way faster. They have the same exact moveset. It's 2 around with the Kusarigama, a slam down, and then a sickle swipe. Try me, bitch. You're like a weakling now. Call your brother who has the Kusarigama. You're a joke. Yes. That is pretty much why you have to run Kato or run a big weapon. There is a way to make guard ki reduction near 100%. You just have to combine a very specific set of things. It only actually gets to around 70 to 80, but you can get it pretty high. You just have to sacrifice offense for it. Because you can get guard key reduction of 30% on a weapon, and you've been able to get that roll since the vanilla game. And it was the only 30% roll for the longest time that was actually available to a player. You can get guard key reduction 30%, and then you can get a blue colored guard key reduction, which you can also put on the same weapon, because the blue one doesn't conflict with the white one, which is the case for a lot of skills as well. But guard key reduction is one of the only ones that has literal duplicate stats, just different color, which is funny because the blue one's actually worse than the white one. Even though it makes no fucking sense as to why it would be that way. That is just one of those other dumb design decisions by Team Ninja. I actually had a 30% guard key reduction roll on my very, very first playthrough. I got it on my Raging Bull Spear, I think. Because I was using the Raging Bull set back then. God. I should have figured that wouldn't work. Oh shit. Oops. Time to kill ourselves some Nioh. Or not. Mash that button. Mash that quick change scroll button. Oh wait, that's right. That is spooktastic, my mans. Especially when you're running around with the Carnage Talisman debuff. 70... Oh no, 86. I forget how far I went. That's why I can't, like, one-shot these dwellers anymore. It's also because I've changed over to some Susanoo stuff just to have some fun doing something different. Even though I guess strong attacks are less fun than doing everything and doing subpar damage with your strong attacks, but doing better damage with everything, which is why I like Amaterasu. I would probably like Amaterasu better if I had more spirit. Hey, bud. Oh my god, he like predicted where I was gonna walk. He's a god. He didn't even throw it at me. He just threw it in like some random ass location. Like, what the fuck? God, their horns are so hard to break sometimes. Sometimes I hit them once, and it breaks the horns. It's because they're so tall. Big boys. Big boys with big toys, as I always used to say in my shitty Dark Souls content that I made. That was the joke I made like about 1,000 times. Come on. gonna regret having a cannon in your hand there, Pally. I love that so much. I've gotten so good at it. I can do it pretty much consistently with cannons. Rifles are the hardest ones to do it with. Because you have to guard the projectile before the projectile actually hits your guard. So like, if you could imagine where my sword is positioned, you would have to... Oh, I killed him with the AoE. But yeah, you'd have to guard about here if the projectile was the far end of that door. So if it was like there, and my guard was here, that's when I'd have to guard where the arrow was in the air. You don't actually time and guard it in the sense where you guard it just as it hits your guard, because that actually makes the projectile disappear entirely. You want to get it just before the projectile would disappear otherwise. If that helps you, if you couldn't do it, I spent like 2 to 3 hours just doing that with cannon skeletons. Because I couldn't understand why half of the time I would timely guard it. I would get the attack buff from my gloves from timely guarding, but it wouldn't bounce the cannonball back, and it was because I was pressing guard. Even though I was still blocking the cannonball, I was absorbing the cannonball instead of blocking it and bouncing it back, if that makes any sense. Yeah, I found your Revenant at floor, what was it, 69? It made me chuckle. If you want to co-op sometime, just let me know, man. Hit me up on PSN or something like that. When I'm not streaming, of course. I mostly do this stuff by myself, but I don't mind co-oping with people just to get more stuff. You never know when you're going to get that perfect Futsunuki sword. Even though I don't care to have it. It's one of the things that is just rare to find. A perfect Futsunuki sword with EI quick draw skill damage that's max roll. I'd be a god. Is it a guaranteed double boss? I've never been up that far in the abyss, so I have no clue what to expect. All I know is I already have begun to hate all the fucking human bosses that are on the 80s. I had the hardest time killing Date Masamune just because every single time I would go to attack him, he'd just double dash backwards, not lose any ki for it, and then just punish me over and over and over again. I didn't even know they had that. I just don't know how to hit him. That's my problem with Date. I just can't figure out how to hit him consistently. Oh my. How'd that work out for you? How'd that work out for you? That didn't work. Oh, you're cute. Stop it. Seriously. You're just making an embarrassment of Omnio Mages at this point. Poor Fuku. Oh no, I know what you mean. You use Guardian Spirit talismans or go into Living Weapon and then you use the Guardian Spirit and it knocks him up into the air and then he falls back down and you can final blow him. And then you just cast another one as he's standing back up and it knocks him back down. I've seen it before. I just never do those types of cheeses because that's like ultimate cheese. It also works with the bull, just not as well. Because the bull obviously is a straight line, whereas Daibawashi is a circle. At least it used to work with the bull. I don't know if they nerfed the knockdown that the bull had. Because that was the spirit I used for the longest time, because I thought its ability to knock human things over was so OP. Why is it Hino Enma's music? $47,000 damage, strong attack. He wasn't... I didn't even have him double debuffed from Scorch. If I double debuff him, I could have probably hit him for 60,000. I wanted to do something real quick before I continued. That's why I didn't defile any equipment. Oh wait, no, I need to sell yellows. Disassemble purples and lower. Because yellows and whites do not give Spirit Iron chunks, they give Spirit Iron fragments, and if you could upgrade them that would be fine, but since you can't, it's not worth it, in my opinion. Skill damage, mortal flow. I think I already said it before, but more like skill damage garbage. Skill damage, don't use this. Skill damage, why'd we add this into the game? Skill damage shouldn't have even bothered. You know what I mean? Skill damage, just stop. Just don't even. Seriously though, I don't know why they thought adding those skills would make using the dual swords any different. The three skills that were still good before are still the best skills. Raijin sucks because it has no super armor. Mortal Flow sucks because only the second half of it has super armor when you get the second part of the skill. So players that are just barely leveling up their characters, unlike basic Windstorm, which is still useful to some extent without having the whirlwind effect, that one is not fucking useful. That one is so bad without having the additional whirlwind effect on it, it's actually a joke. And the reason why I can say that is because I was playing on my other character earlier, in between people coming for Halloween, trick-or-treaters and stuff. I wanted to carve a Nioh pumpkin, but I just didn't get around to it. And by that I mean I was going to carve the Japanese characters into a pumpkin. like what it looks like on the title screen, and I was just gonna set the game on the title screen and just use it as an example to carve, because I'm pretty good at carving pumpkins. If I wasn't such a lazy shithead, I'd link my pumpkins so that you could see them. I made 3, but one of them has two separate sides on it. On one side it's a cat and then a smaller pumpkin, and then on the other side it's trick or treat spelled out, and then it has like a bunch of little like mini jack-o'-lantern faces carved around the trick or treat, and then the face at the top has like little claws which are like digging down into the T at the end of treat and the T at the end of the K at the end of trick and the T at the start of treat. So it looked like some of them had like claws dangling into the letters a little bit. It's hard to describe without just seeing it. And then I did then one of the other pumpkins was just like your normal jack-o'-lantern face with teeth and stuff like that, except the teeth were tiny jack-o'-lantern. Like they had their own little faces and stems. Like the top row teeth was like upside down ones, and then the bottom row was right side up, and then the eyes were also like tiny pumpkins inside of the carving of the eye. It took me a long ass time to do it. I think it took me 3.5 hours just to do the small faces and stuff like that. Because it's very tiny. When you're carving them, you have to basically take one of the tiniest little carving knives that you can get, and then you just slowly work it in the shape that you want it. You don't even like cut out the shape. You just slowly scrape the shape out of it. Because in order to get like tiny millimeter-sized cuts that are actually visible with a light in it, you have to do it very precisely. Oh, yeah. That sucks, man. It was so social around here. Like, my neighbors and stuff had a huge display set up. They had, like, what looked like jugs of oil with, like, green radioactive stuff spilling out of it, and then one was, like, bubbling over the top, what it looked like. Then he had, like, a caution. I can't remember what it was. It was like caution electricity or something. It looked like one of those signs that you see on like the side of a power plant. And then he had a little box that was sound activated, and he had a person who would just sit inside of the tent. Whenever people would come by, he'd clap his hands together and the thing would start going and lighting up. It was really good. People get super into it around here. Around here, it's a lot of people's favorite holiday. It's one of my favorite holidays, for that reason. It's one of those things that it's hard not to enjoy it when you're in an area that actually does take advantage of it. I went through 6 bags of candy. Like 6 of the big, beefy Halloween bags. And I had just a little bit left, because the last couple kids just For whatever reason, the people and the kids around here are super polite. Like, the last family that came to my door, I told them to, if they wanted, they could just pretty much dump half of the thing in there because I didn't want to have a bunch of candy left over. You didn't want to... I think the parents didn't want to give their kids that much candy, so they only had them take, like, a couple handfuls and stuff like that. And it was like, there's so much more there, dude. Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing as well, is around here, most people give out like 2 to 3 pieces of candy per kid and stuff like that. And then if they don't get rid of all the candy before, like, most of the trick-or-treaters are gone, then that's when you start getting people handing out like 5 to 6, or like I said, just pretty much some people will say, just grab what you can fit in your hand. If it's like a little 5 to 10-year-old kid, of course, their hand isn't going to be big enough to actually, like, scoop out a bunch of it. They only get, like, 6 or 7 pieces in their hand, because all the Halloween, like, candy in America is, like, all miniaturized, like, singular Kit Kat bars, like, a thing of Starburst that only has 2 Starbursts in it, and things like that. It's not like you get a giant fucking Snickers bar. There are some houses that do that, though, and they're known for doing that. But I just gave out everything from Skittles, Reese's Pieces, lollipops, like Tootsie Pop lollipops, not the fucking cheap ones. There was even a kid who came by and they were like, he's got the good stuff, and I was like, made me laugh internally. Our neighbors had way better decorations. I hung around their stuff way more than I hung around my own. I had to keep telling kids to go stop at my stuff, because most of them would just walk by because they were so interested in my neighbor's setup. Because like I said, it was really well done. And they were all dressed in, like, a bunch of different uniforms. Like, they had the dad and his friend was dressed in, like, radioactive suits with gas masks on, and they had the glow-in-the-dark UV reactive paint and shit like that all over it, so they looked like they were slime. And what they would do is kids would come up because they wouldn't believe... Oh, shit. Well, I should stop talking. Yes, I've came across 3 sanctuaries, as they're called in the game. You can actually see in your gameplay record here in the Abyss how many you've actually came across. You see the sanctuaries discovered 3. I found 3 treasure rooms so far, and that was before the patch that reduced the amount of rooms that you get to enter, because it's random, and they actually technically nerfed the chances of it showing up because of that reason, if you know what I mean. Because you encounter less rooms, therefore you encounter less chances for it to be a treasure room. They sort of fucked... The people who complained about the way the Abyss was sort of fucked themselves in the ass by doing it, in my opinion. Unless they have it set up in a way where the treasure room takes priority over all other rooms, and you will get it anyways. But I don't think that's the case. You want to shoot at me again, motherfucker? See, that one was too early. That one was too late. This is what I'm talking about, how it won't deflect if you guard too late. You have to guard just before the projectile is actually in front of your weapon. Nice. This guy will clearly be of good use. Should have stopped talking about Halloween for a second. But yeah, they had like an easy up setup with a bunch of different decorations, and they had like a radio sitting in the back just playing a bunch of like spooky sound effects, like wolves and like kids like screaming in the distance and stuff like that. They had one of the guys, specifically one who was wearing more of like a steampunk-esque mask. He would sit out in front of the light pole that's out in front of their house, which doesn't have a light on it, and he'd just sit with his head like dangling and his arms like dangling, so it looked like he wasn't there, like he wasn't an actual person. And kids would come up and look at it really close to like see if he was breathing, and he'd do the obvious thing where he'd go like ah! And scare the shit out of the kids. There was one girl that literally like flung her candy bag up into the air and just scattered it all over the fucking road. Luckily, everyone that was around helped her and obviously picked it all up and stuff like that. She got scared shitless. She refused to go inside that easy up after that. The little like tent setup they had. She was so terrified. She didn't even want to come over and get candy from my place. I should get that helmet that he's wearing, actually. And my reasoning as to why I should want to get that helmet is because it actually has a change to attack modifier on it. I think it's Spirit, if I remember right, which would add to the number of change to attacks that I could have with this build, because currently I only have 2. And I don't think the one on my bow affects my melee weapon. I'm not good at testing stuff like that, so... Sorry. The anime run sound. Because that's what it sounds like to step with a bunch of loose leather and stuff. If you have Everlasting Key, what it means is it lets you attack past the point where your key would normally run out. The attack that would lower your key would make the next attack free, if I remember right. But again, that's just from my own testing, and I'm terrible at testing stuff, so I could be wrong. A lot of those effects I haven't really taken advantage of, just because they don't warrant having them on the gear that much. As you can see, there's a lot of other things that you can get in place of it. And considering you can only get it on pants and boots, that makes those slots even more valuable. Because it's like on your pants, you ideally want some starred skill that synergizes with either Scorched or Saturate. Because the other ones are too hard to apply to most late game enemies. which is why I was glad I got scorched. Swing, swing, swing. Everyone always forgets about this chest. I mean, I understand that guy's doing he's doing a full life living weapon build. He's not doing a critical one. I mean, critical living weapon is worse than full life living weapon now if you're talking about damage, because of the close combat damage boost that it gives. Holy shit, he does a lot of damage. He must be pretty far in the abyss. Most people don't know if you fall down with the water jug, you can actually get the water buff from it. The same thing goes on the first mission in Isle of Demons. Well, I mean, it really doesn't matter how you make a living weapon build now, because it's more just about your buffs and the mixture of stuff. Because now you can't get 60 plus critical when... Sorry, 60 plus close combat attack critical anymore. Because you used to be able to get like 60 to 80% of it super easy. Because I have a living weapon set up with my Kigetsu armor, but I just don't use it. It's just so pointless for me to use. Also, I don't know if people realize, but they gotta let me... Yeah, go knock over all those things while I do this, bud. Go let out your rage on all those innocent rocks. That's what I do. That one's high level enough. Those are high level enough. There. I mean, I just use Carnage and Weakness. It's always a good one. But I do use Leeching if I want to make my living weapon last longer, because critical living weapon, the reason you do want to be in critical for living weapon now is you will last a lot longer in your living weapon when you're in critical. Sorry, Pally. Oh shit, that's Otani. Bust your fucking wings off, bruh. Thanks, boy. You didn't even gesture. Wait, you didn't know they nerfed critical living weapon? Or you didn't know about the tenacity thing? Because that's what tenacity is on a living weapon. Tenacity increases... It doesn't increase the effectiveness. What it does is it... I guess you'd say gives it more health, is a good way to put it. You can take more hits, and it's easier to recover, and it doesn't run out as fast. So it lasts like double the length. But the one thing that should know is all Guardian Spirits tenacities are obviously different. So some Guardian Spirits are basically garbage at it. Whereas in specific cases like this, with Paired Riken at level 50 gets tenacity of AA-, which is the highest of any of these. No other living weapon in the game has a double A, except for Paired Riken. If you didn't know that. If you want to do a lightning build, or just have a different colored living weapon, that would be the one to choose. Because Riken is the best one that functions under tenacity. Just its recovery is a little bit lackluster. So it helps to have crystals to regenerate it on the go. Unlike Kato, which fills up after killing like 2 shit enemies. That one takes like a full one. Here, what I'll do is... I'll throw... What does Riken give as a secondary? Dash endurance? And quick attack damage. It's also just good because Riken instantly applies lightning to pretty much anything. Alright, man. Oh wait, I already put the Choco Cups up. You dingo dial. Whoa, how was I off the ledge there? Well, at least you don't have to see your own Revenant on stream. Oh wait, you have to hit me with that. What the hell? I didn't... Shoot me! Shoot me, skeleton! Thanks. Shoot at me! If you didn't know, in Nioh, you can't attack off of ledges. Only certain ledges, but stuff like this, it doesn't matter how much you attack. The only time you can fall off the ledge is when you press the direction off the ledge. Come on, dude. Wait. Sayonara, cupcake. Noang Hiep. Is this someone who's related to you? Well, I don't know how it would function in the Abyss. That's why it's not in the Abyss, I think. The only way they could make it function is if they only made the boss have its second phase, which would just make the fight really dumb and tedious. But then, oh my fucking god. I would love to know how that hit me. Well, it would definitely not have its first phase, so you would not have to worry about one-shot lasers, so there's that. You'd have to worry about slimes, because it would be spawning spike slimes, it wouldn't spawn any others. And then you'd have to worry about, what's it called? The, like, flop down attack he does. Because that one has like an extraordinarily large hitbox for whatever reason. Bye. What the hell? He got down on his hands and feet? Oh yeah, I don't know if I showed you this katana, but it's got change to attack heart AA-. So good. Them perfect rolls. Eat your heart out, Nioh Reddit. Except for the EI quick draw, obviously. That one's a pretty terrible roll, but still a great katana. And then my Bloodstained Cleaver has Moonlit Snow on it. It's not a Bloodstained Cleaver on my back, so it sort of takes away from the impressiveness, but... Shit, I hate that skill. I took it off on one of my other streams, but I put it back on, because it is actually useful for some human enemies. And stuff like this. Yes, you can, but it takes fucking forever. I've done it before on one of my other streams. I got changed to attack Spirit AA on my Dojikiri Yasatsuna, but it wasn't good because it was on my Amaterasu stuff, which already has changed to attack Spirit, so it was conflicting. And the... Oh my word. That's why, again, Tiger's Blade is so good. Such a good skill. You can't attack off the ledge, he says. You can't attack off the ledge, but you can dunk yourself in the water with Tiger's Blade. Come on, Skeletor. Bye. Such a good skill. Why did they have to make that the best magic skill in the game that's not a magic skill? Hello. No, thank you. Not even exploding shot has that much tracking. I think that's the only boss skill that you get in the game that functions exactly the same way the bosses does. Thanks. Oh wait, I should probably go get my guardian spirit. Oh Jesus. Not you. Never mind. Apparently you just wanted to look at me and die. Alrighty. Oh my Jesus, 2,000 damage? Stop that. Deserker? Deserker? I like how every single time you go to use a triangle attack with the Odachi and you have Devastating Rush, it does the free animation for Devastating Rush. I should have figured that would happen. If they pretty much, if they aren't using Kato, they're garbage in the abyss. He actually shoved me back up here. What the fuck? If that doesn't say enough about how broken these assholes are. Show that clip to Team Ninja. He literally hit me so hard I went back up terrain that... You can't get up that. Like, what? I think that's the first time I've ever been knocked up terrain by an enemy because they hit so hard and move you so far. Free food. Go for food. See, that's what I meant about it, like, applying lightning to something pretty much instantly. And you can see what I mean by the tenacity's effect on this thing. It basically doesn't go down at all. But as you can see, it doesn't recover, so you need to have a crystal in your pocket to be able to recharge it. But if you do, it's still a good guardian spirit. Because it don't have that great a recovery. Well, I mean, it has A- comparative to A+ of Kanto, but it feels like it's such a significant difference. Oh, I should... summon another visitor. Oh. Yeah, I haven't cheesed anyone so far, except for Tachibana with the dual swords. But I just like doing that because I like showing how stark the difference can be in between his RNG. If he decides to do nothing with super armor, you just infinitely combo his ki down and then he just dies. Because you have dual swords. Couldn't use my living weapon because I can't even die because there's so many things going on my screen at once. Would you guys stop existing? Thank you very much. Assholes. That was a sloth talisman. I know it was. I could just feel it in my bones. Like a storm is coming. A sloth is coming. Is that it all? Or is there a Tengu? I just use living weapon. That's about as cheesy as I get. Living weapon, and I smack them with my living weapon. And it deals damage. The best way to do it, if you just want to do it fast, without cheesing, is to just do Susanoo, because it is cheese. Susanoo is cheese. I'm using this, and then I have this on just for the Tiger Sprint bonus, even though it's arbitrarily worse than my Warlord helmet. They're pretty much the same thing, except for one has to have weight reduction, so I can wear it. If you're wondering why I use Flying Sword, I use it because it triggers close combat attack. Oh shit. I think my living weapon's fucked. Nope. Holy shit, he's reduced my damage to nothing. You asshole, and you're fucking rolling. Stop it. You're sticking on me more than he is, and he's the one who has the fucking floaty attack. Seriously, fuck off. Cicada. Eat a dick sandwich, dude. Since when does he do that? Come the fuck on. Like, what the fuck? I have fought in Cicada, like, at least 150 times throughout all of my Nioh. Never once have I seen him do Mad Spinner. That just proves how broken their fucking key bars are. That's the only thing that does. Like, he could just do it for so long that he just span in a fucking full circle and came back. Unbelievable. What shitty fucking game balance. Oh, and now there isn't a person? Excuse me, game? What is this, pity? Oh my god. How, like, what the actual fuck? Like, if you get hit once, you basically do nothing for the entire rest of the fight. Eat a dick. I guess my game something. I just hate how significant the damage you can't reduce their damage by that much. Like, that's what pisses me off. Like, if you put weakened melee weapons and bluster on them, they still hit you. Oh! I didn't summon anyone. Here we go. Here's a treasure room. Sanctuary. Oh! Let's get all this good stuff. Delicious. It gives you about a level's worth of items. I also just love these little baby Amrita boats. Why can't I get that? Why can't I just scoop that into my mouth and just eat it? Wait. Free shit. I'm talking free shit. You know, there was an interesting thing I found out earlier today, and I figured I'd just let people know now. If you hold the key pulse button, if you hold dash and then tap the key pulse button, you'll dodge. It's the weirdest thing ever. If you want to guarantee you'll only do a single dash forward, do it this way. Because you'll never roll. Doesn't matter how many times you press it, you'll only ever do a single dash. It's one of those weird fucking things that is just like, why? Well, I think my game was just glitched. I think because of a certain visitor interaction. Okay. Why do you make me fight him? Why can't you just kill him in a cutscene? before I summon someone, because I don't want to make them feel like I'm AFK or something. I'm gonna go outside and have a smoke real quick. This is where I wish I had a phone, so I could bring the chat outside. But it's like below, not below 0, but it's below freezing. Not below 0, but it's below 32 out. I should say that. It's like 30 out. So I'll just be right back in like 5 minutes. Shima's Sakon up next with Azuna. Oh man, I hate that one. He used to get glitched out. But I think they fixed that. He used to get glitched out sometimes if he jumped up in the air with the Azuna thing. He would get stuck floating in the air above the area of the game, like where he couldn't get back into the like collision of the game, and he'd just be stuck floating around up at the like in the sky pretty much. It was like the weirdest freaking glitch ever. But yeah, I'll be right back. It won't be any more than a couple minutes. Alright, I'm back. Sorry. Sorry, I think the mic just smacked into the button from my jacket pocket. Well, it's a flannel, actually. I was flannel man, or plaid man. Some people said plaid, but I was like, it's flannel though. But it's flannel though. What do I want to defile? If anything. Whoa. Better not lose it. I should just put that in my bank. I don't know why I keep carrying it around. Oh shit. Let me summon visitors while I do this so I'm not completely wasting time. I'm just doing that to get some backpack space. Grab a drink real quick. Also might make myself a cup of tea in a bit. But I noticed that there was a visitor, so I wasn't even bother doing that. I just grabbed the water. Still got hit by that tango. God damn it. Shred them. Meat grind them. We've got all the OP weapons in one group. gonna hate me because I've made them go back to the same area like 3 times. I need all that sick loot, dude. She doesn't want to. She's cheating. What a cheater. They can go kill all the hard things. I'll kill all the babies. There. Yasukani. I knew that guy. I was like, I saw him, and is there a loot box up there? He knew. Grab it in the last 10 seconds. This guy's like... That's like easily one of the best builds I've ever seen. What the fuck is this boss fight? Thanks, Team Ninja. Couldn't have done it without you. That is easily one of the best builds I've ever seen. It's a Suzaku build that he just whirlwinds into his death and then just keeps whirlwinding while he's in the living weapon. That's genius. That is absolute genius. I think that is one of the best things I've ever seen in this game. The top spinner build. The Beyblade build. That's the true Beyblade build. You could do it with any set. You just need the, what's it called? The Last Great General set? The white one. Because it activates your living weapon like Suzaku for free. And then you can use it with any living weapon you want. But that requires build dedication. And that's like a huge portion of the build just to get that one effect. I think it's a 5-piece bonus. If it's a 4-piece, then it's not so bad. But it doesn't have a weapon. That's half the reason I like summoning people. Just to see what they can come up with to deal damage to things. It's a great co-op build. Build. I don't know why the fuck I sounded like that, but okay. Oh. Hello, Hanzo. What are you just chilling down here for, you goober? Stop it. Stop pulling stuff out of your magic jacket of things. Oh, you did what? Oh, he's got Makabishi on the ground. What? Shit. Thanks. Thanks, Hanzo. I love you a lot better when you use your sword and not your OP-ass tonfas. Wow, we killed something with it. I could have just done another sign of the cross, though. And it would have been the same, if not way better. Oh, what's that? I got interrupted out of it? Oh, what's that? I got interrupted out of it? Oh my holy Jesus. Sweet Mary Mallon. You're broken. Get game balanced. Nope, never mind. Don't game balance me, bro. Damn it. Attack me with your weapons when I stare at you in the face. Okay. Dead space. It's just a move you do to show people who don't play this game something cool. You're just like, oh, check this out. You can do a cool little glitch thing with it if you press the analog stick in the right way. If you didn't know. Now you know. Ow. Oh, holy. Sweet Mary. Sweet Mary, Mother of mine. Sweet Baphomet. Nice. Thanks, mate. Shorty, you the best. You the best. Shouty. Let's go, boys. I was like, whoa! His Guardian Spear charges in one crystal? It's Inao Masa and Dante shit in my face. Let us in those dungarees, boy. We'll come out of the closet eventually. There you go. Done. Dungarees. Name the last time you heard that word that wasn't in a movie. I'm glad these aren't the people from the other day. There was a guy who was helping me who spent 90% of his time just running around the boss arena, away from the boss and not attacking it. And then when he finally did something, he knocked the horn off of Onmaraki without doing any damage or capitalizing on it. I was just like, wow, what am I playing with? This dude would have said Dark Peak Carl is like one of the hardest things in Bloodborne. But I didn't attack him when he fell on the ground because I'm like dumb or something. Yo, would you stop that over there, you pesky little nerd? Get skilled on. So much build up for so little reward. Oh man, they really changed things up for 90. Hey, it's this guy again. Am I gonna have to bust out some moves? Fun fact, with dual sword living weapon, if you have the single sword poke, you can access your normal attacks that way. and go into God of Winds and stuff like that. You can also put Mortal Flow on L1 triangle if you want, but that's like garbage or something. I wouldn't know. It's like garbage. Hey, are you gonna shoot at me, bud? Skeleton. Skeleton. Pay attention to me, skeleton. What are they, all just walking by everything? But I like to kill stuff. You can choose to leave the loot if you want. Whirlwind is such a bad skill. That's another one of those skills that shouldn't be in the game. It seems like it's a good skill in concept, but it's really not. Excuse me. Excuse me. Thank you. Yeah, I don't have Catwalk, but I do have Super. It just doesn't last that long because I don't have that much ninjutsu. I think I didn't see that coming, boy. Home Slizzle. Kill the monks! All of them! Juice me up. Inside. That's a bad Otani. Good Otanis don't use their living weapons. No, you're a bad boy, Otani. You don't get to use your living weapon, princess. Stop that. Stop that. Right now. Apparently not. Apparently that's the only skill they have him do because they know it's the only thing that'll kill you. You literally did that skill 6 times in a row. Thanks, Team Ninja, for your great game balance. I knew I should have used leeching and waited. I just didn't get the tenacity I needed. I think I'm gonna try something else. Alright. Let's hurt this boy. I didn't get to it. Yeah. It's a little bit better. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I spook you? Like I said, axe is one of top tier weapon shenanigans. Just because this with skill damage on it is so good. What even is that? Oh my god, it's Dark Souls now. The boss is Dark Souls. Sorry. That was my knuckles. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I need to change Riken. Needs to get max familiarity before it'll actually start doing some damage. Damn it, I didn't dodge fast enough. Show you some cool stuff with the Tonfas. Mid stance. I want triangle. These are fun to use in living weapon form. They can do a bunch of different things. They can even combo into the Guardian Spirit attack if you input it correctly. I'll show you what I mean here in a second. I just have to fight an enemy that it's actually useful to do it to. Like this one. So what you do is you go. You can even see how it combos. You just have to press circle before you press triangle if you don't want to end up getting no response. So you can go like this. It's cool because none of the other weapons can do it as fluently as the Tonfas can. The Tonfas literally cancel into it. Fuck! I forget how bad the Tonfas are for fighting those things, though. They're terrible. They have no vertical. Except for that. But that misses them. There we go. Just had to jump on him the right way. God, Tonfa tracking is such a joke. It really is. If your character isn't perfectly centered with the thing you're trying to attack when you do that ability, you will not hit any of them. Y'all ready for this? Dun, 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 dun. Oh wait, that's right. Combo hell. You're a yokai, so I can't combo you. Oh, yep, the loot always drops through the floor there. I like how it makes this, the AoE makes the sound of whatever weapon you have equipped. I didn't even notice that until just now. The AoE of the fire ability makes the sound of whatever weapon you have equipped. I don't have any good Kusarigamas on me right now. I put my Futsunushi one I had away with Renegade Dragon on it. Just looking at stuff while I wait for my health to drain and for that to go away. You better not, Doge. I'm too fast, boy. Little. Would you... You are being a real brat right now, Tachibana. Oh my god. You know what? I'll show you how to do it without your living weapon. There's a reason why they call me the master of twin sticks. You ready to get fucked, Home Slice? I don't think you're quite ready enough. But are you ready? Oh my god, I even dodged it and he still got me. Of course. I should put on my ones where parry isn't disabled. I mean, where parry is disabled. because that would actually be a lot better. There. Oh my god, he just keeps super armoring through everything I fucking do. Did you get God of Wind comboed one time? This is supposed to show you how cheesy this is. But he is being a real fucking brat right now. Funny thing is, I did it earlier, first try, and he didn't touch me once. And now I can't do it because he keeps spam dodging. And because he keeps fucking doing that, which is real fucking annoying. There you go. Just like that. Critical because it makes living weapon last longer. Critical because if you don't use critical and you get hit once, you're out of your living weapon. Unless you're one-shotting someone, you're not getting the benefit out of it because you'll waste your living weapon. Especially on bosses like that. Human bosses are the worst. Like I was telling you. Because human bosses have pretty much infinite ki in higher difficulties. And the only way that you can drain them is by attacking into their guard for 30 minutes. It's a sad day when the elemental damage is doing almost as much as the melee damage. What buff? You mean the flying sword talisman? This is the thing I was talking about, where it has the little Japanese characters that fly around you and then swords fly out of them. I just use it because it triggers Extraction Talisman to help keep the living weapon going. And it triggers on slower weapons like the axe or the Odachi. It helps keep this going so you can get more damage out of your stuff, which is why I seem to do so much more damage than I was doing before, when really it was just Flying Sword Talisman allowing me to stack the close combat attack increase. Axe is true cheese. Except on certain things that move too fast for it, but on most things, axe is pretty damn good. Like this guy. Oh my god, horse cock. What? What in the actual fuck was that? Holy fucking shit, when he is slothed, his hitboxes last longer. What the fuck is that? If you use sloth on him, you literally make the fight harder because he has longer hitboxes. That's fucked up. That is some fucked up shit right there. What the hell? That shit homed in on me. Master Swordsman. Eat a dick, Kelly. I know localizations are different for certain things, so it's really weird to say, like, in England and in Australia, I think, final blow damage is called killing strike damage, and I don't know why they decided to make that change in the localizations. I'm pretty sure people from all of the areas would have been able to understand what a final blow is. How did that guy fall over? Oh, my bag's almost full. Quickly, while no one's in my game. Man, that is so garbage. I finally found one! Oh my god, I found one. I found one. Oh my god. I about had a heart attack just from seeing that. I didn't believe it at first. I thought I was misreading it. Life recovery from Emerita absorption. This is such a rare effect. I'm saving it just for posterity's sake. The rarest effect in the game. That's the second one I found in my entirety of Nioh. I hadn't found a single one in my 500 plus hours on this character until I found that one. That's how rare that fucking effect is. I don't think I can, like... I'm not even exaggerating, it's just really ridiculously rare. Sleepy hero. Maria. He's hitting me through the fucking wall. What the actual fuck? Yeah, but she isn't a samurai. Yodogimi is not a samurai. Not trying to say that it wouldn't be a cool skin, but her attire isn't exactly designed for fighting. If this was like a yokai fighting game sort of thing, then yeah, because you could play as Ninetales, and that would be Yodogimi, but not in the current state of the game, I'm afraid. This game is not a yokai fighting game. Sounds like a cool prospect, though. It should be Team Ninja's next game. If they can even make an actual balanced fighting game for once in their life. But that's probably too much of a request right now. See, that's what I mean by the comboing with the tonfas being, like, actually useful in the right situations on certain things. On human enemies, it's pretty garbo, but on other things, being able to just fling your guardian spirit out like that, it's also really good with the bow. But who the fuck is going to use a bow on a ninja build? Just because of the living weapon attack. I know I can go through that door. The point is, I don't want to. I want to kill the everything that is everything. Yeah, you got the spirit. Low. Proud. Nice. Super fast. Let's go. It's me, Mario. Wahoo! Oh god, that's a terrible combination. Ooh, I got the Earth Talisman now. I like the fact that it is a ninjutsu, though, because I made a comment earlier where the best magic spell isn't even a magic spell. I am glad it's a ninjutsu, though, just because it allows me to have something that's magic without having to sacrifice any of my current stuff that I like using. Oh, I should have left the abyss. I don't have shit for room. What a piss. Fuck, I hate this map. You said you hated the water map. This map, I hate. That's not what I wanted to do. What am I... That's not what I wanted to do either. Wait, how do I have new ones? Oh yeah, I got Touch Me Not. I was trying those out. It's not very good. Oninamida. Oh, is that? Yeah. Oninamida. Sounds so weird. Sounds like a robot. Wooden axe. Just what I asked for, Mom. A wooden axe. It's totally what I wanted for Christmas. Not a metal one that I could hit a person with. There. Still didn't empty my bags out for shit. See, you can see why I hate this map. Oh my god, there's an enemy around every corner. Literally, you walk from the shrine for a half a second and there's like 12 enemies. Okay, you can stop. This is what you want to do if you want to summon hell on yourself. If you want to experience what hell is, you press this button. And then the game becomes hell. I'm in hell. Oh my god, somebody help. That was a terrible idea. Look at how big that Yoki is. Holy shit, he's massive. Who the fuck? Go away, George. I'm gonna press the dumbass button again. I have to, just because it's so easy to get your stuff back in this level. Alright. Oh, shit. Holy fuck. What is this game? When you press that button, you press the button of death in this level. What do I even have to live for? I need a crystal, and I need it now. Crystal me up inside. Thanks. He's so massive. Press the dumbass button again. Help! I'm being shot at from every direction and angle possible. Deflect everything and deflect everyone. Oh my god. You asshole. Come on, you want to shoot me too, don't you? Yeah, there you go. That's what I was talking about. Oh my word, I've been poisoned I don't know how many freaking times. Now we just got the straggler stuff. I don't even care about my health. You think I'm scared of that, dude? I deflected your ancestors in another life. Get down here so I can kick your ass. How did I manage to do that? Oh my god, stop. Get murdertified. Oh my god, that's not the enemy you want to be coming across. Still haven't really figured out a consistent way of killing them with the Tonfas that are reliable. Really? I don't think you want to do that. What the... Close range, it's a little weird. Thanks for heating my head up. It was a little cold out in this rain, you know. Who the hell is behind me? I thought it was Fuku for a second. I don't even know if she can spawn on this map. I'd assume so, because this is the map where you first encounter her. Oh my god, I couldn't block. It's so OP. Fucking spin bash. Well, so much for that. I was gonna kill all the enemies, but now I'm not even gonna bother. Got meted. Alright, time to just go where the Codingus is. Excuse me. Excuse me. Bye-bye. See you later. I'm dead. Fuck, now I'm extra dead. Help me, Flying Sword Talismans. Thank you. Get slow-mo punched in the back. Really? I still gotta just go over here and just fucking wreck this stupid piece of shit that killed me. I still wanted to kill the things I didn't kill before. Just because I'm that guy. How was that for a boss-ass parry? See, if that's how Tiger's Blade worked with the player, then Tiger's Blade would be a lot better. That's not a good sound. Your item box is full. Well, let's... Hey, dude! Instant casting a fucking sloth talisman on someone is like so incredibly rude. Let me just pick half that shit back up that I just threw on the fucking ground. Isn't it funny how the loot works in this game? Alright, I should have enough space for everything that the boss could draw. Unless it's a double. And make it trouble. Oh my god, why do you show up so much? You're such an annoying little cunt. Thanks for breathing in my ear, buddy. I needed it. Depict ordinary woman. Oh my god, take it off. Scary. I'm not gonna have anything really to get rid of that's gonna be low rarity. Oh yeah, I did that because it's reset number of soul matches. Alright, why am I saving 42s? I don't think everyone wants to see this much inventory management. So I'm probably gonna stop the stream after I finish selling stuff, and then I'll do all the soul matching and stuff off the stream. Because I'm gonna be done playing for tonight. It's pretty late, and I'm probably gonna go to sleep soon. If only you could have got this, Teddy. This is pretty much ideal. Although, the one thing I've always hated about this sword is just the fact the familiarity damage bonus is B+. It's just so bad. I'm going to use this, and I'm going to roll reset number of soul matches to level this thing up. Because this thing has already had its soul match reset. But this hasn't, and it still costs like 250,000 to put it up. So I'll fix that. Its plus level didn't even increase once. How many floors did I do? Oh well, it's not like I can't upgrade it. takes so long to go through all this stuff. That's why, again, I was going to do it. Hey, look, a Grace Inheritance. Too bad it's a Watatsumi. A Watatsumi. I think it's actually how you're supposed to say it. I don't know, me no good languager. You don't language good. Alright, I think that's everything. I mean, sold for the most part. I obviously still have to go through a lot of this shit. But I'm not gonna put my stream through that. Thanks everyone for watching. If you have me on PSN, feel free to add me to a party if you want to chat while I'm doing this. But until next time, everyone, peace out.